Here we are. Rail Park. Uh-oh, what's this? The thread. This is another part of the city where they've taken abandoned railroads and they made it into a park. I'm in Center City, Philadelphia. This is the Rail Park, is the actual name. It's a little tiny thing. I was here the day they opened up this park. And my one complaint at that time when they built this park, there was no shade in this park when it first opened because all these trees were itty bitty. But now, nothing but shade. Come on, Rick the puppy. Yeah, I guess so. Now you know what? Nah, he been a Chihuahua, so okay. Yeah. Let's just give him a bad reputation. Yeah, come on, Rick the puppy. He has weird anxiety, and he scratches himself when I'm not around or when fireworks go off. So he's always scratching the top of his head. So that's why I always take him on like super long walks, get those nails down. So when you pet him, he has like cuts on his head, because then you feel like people are like, oh, now they're judging me as an owner. Why does my dog have cuts on his head? And I can't explain to them that the dog's riddled with anxiety. I never met a dog. Rick the puppy's a pit bull. He is going to be 4, or is he going to be 5? I think he's going to be 4. I was working at bull. He's going to be 5. Damn. Man, that's fast. That was a fast 5 years. And, yeah, Rick, he just loves walking. He loves smiling. I have another pit bull, a Chihuahua, one-eye Chihuahua. Used to have 2 eyes. But he got into a fight with Rick the puppy. So, then we just keep them separated, like the offspring say. So anyway, we're in Center City. And I don't take Rick around Center City too much. I'll tell you why. Well, because once he bit the eye of my, he bit my Chihuahua, and his eye came out of his skull. And I don't want Rick to bite one of these, $1 million shitsadoodles that you know one of these millionaire people walk. Now what are they doing? Everything around here is changing. Now this isn't near the Ben Franklin stuff. This is near, this is right up front of me. That's Broad Street. Right in front of me, that's Broad Street. That's a pretty main, that's like the main artery to get you from South Philly to North Philly. This used to be a train. Then, for a while, it was like an old hot dog diner type thing. My high school was only, like 4 blocks that way, maybe a little bit more, 5 blocks. And this used to be a hot dog stand in the 90s. Matter of fact, right up there, you can see the OGS in the dogs. And yeah, my high school was down that way. Holy God, I can't even recognize that view. This is the old Inquirer building. The Philadelphia Inquirer was one of the biggest newspapers in the United States. This is now the Philadelphia Police Headquarters in Philadelphia. It's a beautiful building. I believe now the Philadelphia Inquirer, it takes up the third floor in a building somewhere in the convention center. So it used to be this, And now it's a 3rd floor of a building. So yeah, I used to go to school. We would cut school a lot. And, you know, I think it was okay for me to cut school back then when I was in high school, because I think it kind of led into what I am now. Like I know so much about this part of the city because I spent my teenage years here. Check out this building at 401 Broad. Look at the tile work and like the molding, and ooh, this is from 1950s. 1950 actually, to be exact. There's the date. And oh, there's a historical marker. Let's read about this building. Or, yeah, okay. Everybody singing this song. Does this historical marker belong? Terminal Commerce Building, completed in 1931. The Art Deco Building, William Steele Sons. What's the largest commercial building on the East Coast? It is an architectural engineering landmark. The combined freight station, it used to be the office for the Reading Railroad. All the way up there. That's something I do. I caught myself doing that in Pittsburgh. Me, Todd, Brett, and Waldo, we spent the weekend together. And whenever we would walk around somewhere in Pittsburgh, I got to tell you, I love the architecture in Pittsburgh. Everywhere you go, it was like a different decade. And it was really, really interesting. Rick has a problem. He is afraid of walking on grates and vents and boardwalks and anything that's not concrete or asphalt. He won't walk on. Watch. What are you doing? Don't smell that. That's dog waste. Look, see? He avoids it. Which is smart, because I'm telling you, there's going to be... I walk around the neighborhood of like Frankfurt and Kensington, and they have a lot of those old-time grates that they have in front of the storefronts where they used to get their deliveries. If I see one, I'll point them out to you. And I see a lot of them are getting rusted out. And that's going to be a problem soon in the city. There's another cool-looking building. There's Broad Street. By the way, Broad Street, home of dirt bike, jerk-offs, and quad assholes. It's about 6:30 at night. Just got done getting off of work. And now you got to worry about these jerk-offs zigzagging through traffic. Our city hall is right here. By the way, the Philadelphia Police Department's right there. They don't do anything about this. And they got the balls. They got the balls. I got a ticket the other day from a car that's not even mine. Like somebody typed in the license plate. Said you try to do some shit legal and you get punished. My car got fucked up by an uninsured driver who hit my car and just drove off. Look at this guy. This guy's too good to wait. And, you know, it's just not fair. I don't know why I pay for car. I know why I pay for car insurance, because I'm, you know, responsible, but absolutely ridiculous. One time I saw one of those jerk-off ATV guys, like, try to cut this corner right here. And they hit a car. And then everybody, all his biker friends, they all surrounded the guy to try to make the guy back up. The guy was like, fuck you, I'm calling the cops. Right here. Come on, Rick the puppy. We're going to cross in our red light too, just like the jerk-off bikers. What do you think of that? Philadelphia has a lot of murals. And this is one of the murals. At nighttime, there's like kind of a light show associated with this mural. So I guess talking about it during daytime doesn't really matter. There he is. That's my good friend, the Barbera Bear. I actually know the guy who does that. It's a pretty interesting job. They sent him to Arizona. The Gary Barbera. If you don't know, Gary Barbera is a car dealership in Philadelphia. And Gary Barbera, they knew there were going to be so many Eagles fans at the Super Bowl, they sent the dumb bear down to Phoenix to walk around and wave to people. Kind of silly. There's another cool little building with the... Oh, Rick the Puppy. Let me tell you about puddles in Center City, buddy. We don't lick, we don't look, we don't touch. There you go. Good boy, Rick the Puppy. Rick the Puppy, have you ever been to City Hall? I don't think I've ever taken him down here. Here's another mural. So I think there's over 3,000 murals in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of people say, hey, why don't you make a murals video? And there's just too many to make a video. Like there's one here, there's one we just passed one. There's one down the street right there. That's one of the Scientology headquarters. That's a thing. I can't believe Scientology's a thing. How did people just not Google? Scientology a cult? Or is it I don't know if it's a cult. More of a scam, allegedly. In my opinion. Possibly. Alright, let's cross the street. Come on, Rick the Puppy, let's run. Let's gallivant. My goal is to avoid other dogs. Now, do I take you to Love Park or do we do the Rocky Steps? Go this way. This is Philadelphia Unedited. It's just me walking my dog through the city of brotherly love. It's a Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night. 7:10 in the evening. You hear that sound? That is the subway, the orange line. The name of our public transportation system is SEPTA, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, something like that, right? And last week, SEPTA buses were involved in 5 accidents. They had a trolley, like go off the rails and ride through somebody's house. They had, And then there was like 2 buses the one bus drove through a skyscraper in Center City. Maybe we'll check that out. This is a cool little art installation. This is the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. It's like an art institution, art museum. I think it was founded by Charles Wilson Peale. Charles Wilson Peale was like the painter of the Founding Fathers. I talk about him a lot. He was a big deal. But check out the molding. Look at the brickwork up here. This is done. The architect of this building is a guy named Frank Furness. And I kind of like it. He's my favorite architect. I think everybody who's like pays attention to Philadelphia architecture, everybody digs Frank Furness. But he has buildings all over the city. And but just check out this building. Come on, Rick the Puppy. Ain't that nice? It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous building. And it's an art museum. It's in there. And there's the big paintbrush. And, I just recently found out that's not always going to be there. They're just little part-time installations that could stay there for a few years, maybe a decade, and then they'll just say, all right, we're done with your art, you got to take it. And then the artist has to come, and not the artist, they take it down and they move it somewhere. But we just had a big piece moved. There's not, well, all right, let's shut up about that. Yes. They will never make buildings like that ever again. There's no financial reason for somebody to make a building out of stone like this. Rick the Puppy, that's a Center City couch. You stay away from that. Here's another. Right there's a church. Next to that, that one building right there, that's the Philadelphia Masonic Lodge. I'm actually a Mason. I actually belong to a Masonic Lodge that goes to that building. And I made a video inside there if you ever want to see what's inside the Masonic Lodge. This is one of like the top 10 beautiful Masonic lodges maybe in the world. Definitely in the United States. I can say that. There might be one better in Washington, D.C. But if you go in that building, it's absolutely beautiful. All right, Rick the Puppy, where are we going to go? I'm letting Rick the Puppy pull. This is pretty neat. It's kind of like, I never take Rick down here, so it's kind of like when Mrs. when Mrs. Captain or I take one of the kids to a baseball game. It's like, oh, you guys are coming with me to something Rick never got to experience Center City. I don't think so. This is the municipal building of Philadelphia. That's where all the Philadelphia city workers work. Like if you work for the water department and the billing thing, or if you work for taxes, you do it there. Yeah. Yeah, let's check out the Masonic Lodge out front. Look at this. Check the arches in that building. I don't know what you just said, but please stop talking to me. There you go. Ben Franklin was a Mason. And there's Ben Franklin at a printing press. Young Ben Franklin. Hustler Ben Franklin. Yeah. Did all his working in his 40s. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to give back to the government. I think that's what the story is. I think that's about right. Philadelphia was founded by William Penn, and it was laid out in 1682 by him and his surveyor, Thomas Holmes. 1701, it became the Pennsylvania capital. Philadelphia was the capital. It's no longer the capital of Pennsylvania. Harrisburg is. It was the capital of the United States from 1790 to 1800. And yeah, that's the story of Philadelphia. Look at the beautiful plants here at City Hall. Rick the Puppy. This is Matthias Baldwin, and he invented the Baldwin locomotive. There he is, right here. If you ever rode the train at the Franklin Institute, that train was named after this guy right here, Matthias Baldwin. He also was kind of the co-founder of the Franklin Institute, where that train is displayed. Mathis Baldwin. Big-time Philadelphia guy. Loved Philadelphia. There was a time Boston was trying to steal Ben Franklin's body. Like they wanted to, because where Ben Franklin was buried, there wasn't, there was a wall, so the public couldn't see Ben Franklin's tombstone. So Boston was doing this thing. They had this petition. They wanted to claim back the body. And then Mathis Baldwin, he paid all this money, and he put in a brass fence at Christ Church graveyard, so Boston couldn't get the body of Ben. I don't know how they can say that, just because you have a wall, you get the body. Who the hell are they? But anyway, Mathis Baldwin told Boston to kick rocks. Beautiful night out. Not hot. Not humid. Actually, it's a beautiful night out. Come on, Rick the puppy. You having fun? Oh, I love you too, buddy. Whenever I stop, he, I wonder if I can get somebody to do me the honor. Oh, I could do it. Me and Rick the puppy are going to get our picture at the Love statue. How excited. So here's the secret. You don't wait in line at the Love Park statue to get your picture. You just go to the side. You work your way to the side angle. And I'm going to hit a pause right here. This is Philadelphia. Unedited. Oh, that's what that guy was riding his motorcycle through City Hall. Man, look at this. Tropical paradise here in Philadelphia. What do you think, Rick? You want to piss on the tropical plant? Let's go. Plants pissed on by Rick the puppy. Oh, he's a terrorist. Don't make noises at my dog. A bite. Beautiful. See the water fountain, Rick the puppy? Okay. He's funny. He's like my grandson. My grandson, I was hanging out with him for a little bit yesterday. I was blowing bubbles. And when I would stop blowing bubbles, he would like pick up my hand and put it on the jar of bubbles to make me keep blowing bubbles. And then Rick, when I stopped walking, he like kind of jumps on me to remind me, hey, Yoteke, we're going for a walk. Oh, but let's take in the view, me and you, huh? There's the fountain, Love Park, Philadelphia City Hall. I know I've just recently mentioned this, but some people were shocked to find out that this park here is actually in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Not that, there was a different version of that park. That park had a remodel a few years ago. Look at this. There's another, just look at the building. They ain't gonna make it like that. Why do you need the Eagles with the balls? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. That's what they're gonna say. Come on, Rick the puppy, let's run. Let's gallivant. Across the street in that little corner with the Israel flag, that's the beginning of the Holocaust Memorial in Philadelphia. Go over there. They have rails from the train tracks that were used to transport people to concentration camps. There's also a lit candle, a statue. It's kind of, but I think it's the railroad tracks. If you think about how many lives were affected by those tracks, it's really oh, Paul Philippe Crepe. Oh wow, is that who this is? Paul Philippe Crepe. This is the guy who was the architect of the street. This is the Ben Franklin Parkway. He was also the architect of the Ben Franklin Bridge. How about that? But who the hell is this guy? Huh. I didn't know that was here. Boy, this is a beautiful place, ain't it? Almost pit bulls shouldn't be allowed here, Rick the puppy. We are now in Fairmount Park. That doesn't make sense. I guess. So every year Philadelphia does a parade on New Year's Day called the Mummers Day Parade. And usually somewhere around this block, it could be this block or maybe 2 blocks over, this is where all the string bands line up and they practice their routines. This is an Alexander Calder sculpture. Holy shit. Look at that. Right there. Alexander Calder. You see, Rick the puppy, stop pulling. I'm trying to show the art right here. He is a very famous, like, he made art like this. If you ever go in the art museum, there's a big mobile, what are they called? Mobiles? They're the things they fly over baby cribs. Well, they make big versions of them. So he's an artist that did stuff like that. His grandfather, hold on, Rick the puppy. His grandfather was the sculptor of that statue on top of City Hall, and that's William Penn. He also made all the statues on Philadelphia City Hall. So the whole family's a bunch of artists. So I didn't know that was, I probably think I did know that was there. Yeah, there's all types of art on this street. You can just walk around here, look at the sculptures. Yeah, there's one on that corner. But yeah, if you come here on New Year's Day, if you get here early, you can actually watch the string bands practice their numbers. It's it's pretty fun. It's actually a cool way to watch the parade, is to watch them practice it 2 or 3 times. And you don't even have to get down here till like 10 o'clock in the morning. You can get here at 10 in the morning. You can probably catch every string band do their performance before it's on TV. This is the Cathedral of the Basilica of St. Peter's and Paul's, or yeah, that's what St. There's a saint buried in there, St. Catherine Drexel. You see the windows? See how there's no windows there? The windows are all the way up there. Back in the day, people would just bust windows at Catholic churches, so they would build the windows up real high. The biggest funeral in the history of Philadelphia was of former Mayor Frank Rizzo, and his funeral was here. Pope John Paul II and the guy Benedict, whatever he is, he said mass here too. Matter of fact, if you turn around, this Amor that was put when Pope Francis said, Pope Francis, not Benedict, not the Nazi one, the other one. When he said, when the Spanish Pope, what the hell is his name? Pope Francis, right? Yeah, Pope Francis. When he started doing it, when he said mass, the Amor thing was behind him. Why do popes got to change their names? I never thought about that. I remember Pope Francis wasn't Pope Francis before he was Pope Francis. He was like, you know, whatever his name was. Pope Benedict. I always call him the Nazi Pope. I don't know why. I used to listen to a lot of talk radio back in the day. Everybody always referred to Pope Benedict as the Nazi Pope. Right, let's stop talking about the Nazi Pope and talk about the tropical paradise that is here in Philadelphia. Rick the Puppy, welcome to the jungle. Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah, he's wearing an NPR t-shirt. He's going to respect the lights. Here's something on the street. You see this little stick figure? That's made by a local artist. It's called Stickman. Stickman. I'm not sure if this is true, but I believe that type of art in the street was designed by a guy, started by a guy in Philadelphia who had these things called Toynbee tiles. And he had this message that he would have written on these tiles that he would make, and he would put them, he would cut out the floor in his car, and he would just drop them while he was like at a red light. And then the cars that would go past him would run over the message, and it would get embedded into the street. And they're called Toynbee tiles. There's a great documentary about it. It's a really long story to explain what they are. Check out the documentary on Toynbee tiles. It's on YouTube. You can find it. This is the fountain. If you ever see It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Shout out to my man Todd Tuckey from TNT Amusements. I'm wearing my TNT Amusement hat today. It's the first time I've worn this hat. I usually wear Philly stuff. So this fountain represents the three rivers and creeks of the Philadelphia region: the Delaware River, the Schuylkill River, and the Wissahickon Valley. These animals, the turtles and frogs, those are animals that are they're from this area. Just so you know, I once saw a bum, no lie, I saw a bum stand there with his legs open, washing his taint and asshole up with that going up his ass for 10 minutes. Don't ever let your kids swim in this fountain. Not enough bleach in the world to kill bum taint. No, seriously, you can't kill a bum taint. All right, Rick the Puppy. Now, well, we gotta walk back, Rick. Where should we end this? Should we end it at? I don't feel like going up to the Rocky Steps. Who cares about the Rocky Steps? Oh, my boy, Jacob the Carpetbagger was just here yesterday or today. I don't know if he's like a day behind or not, the way he does his videos. But I saw that he was at the Franklin Institute doing the Disney 100 exhibit. And I was there the day that opened. Me, Adam the Woo, and Crazy Joe, we checked it out. I don't know. It seemed like, I guess people liked it. I'm not like a Disney fanatic like Adam, so, or Crazy Joe. So, I thought it was fine. Here's the Shakespeare Memorial. How about that? Camping is prohibited. See, that's one of those $40,000 dogs. Come on, Rick the Puppy, you keep walking. Right here, this magnificent building is the Free Library of Philadelphia. This is the Center City main branch. This library, you can rent instruments. You can go and borrow bongos for 3 weeks if you want to learn how to play bongos. They have a new thing where you can borrow children's toys, because kids only play with the toys for like a month, and then they grow out of them. Well, if you need some toys, you just get them from the library. There are famous authors that give speeches. I met Jesse Ventura, the governor himself. Well, no, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. The governor himself. I was a Navy SEAL. I can't do a good Jesse Ventura. If Karrion Kross could do a good Jesse Ventura. But I met Jesse Ventura right in there. They do tours of this building. It's an amazing building. Inside the library, they have a rare books collection. Inside the rare books collection, there is a stuffed raven, and that is the actual raven Edgar Allan Poe wrote the poem The Raven for. He saw that raven, and that was his inspiration. And it was actually a raven owned by Mr. Charles Dickens, who lived in Philadelphia for a few years. And there goes another dirt bike jerk off. And there's the Franklin Institute. That's the building. Well, that's not the actual building, but that's the Franklin Institute. And Mathis Baldwin, that statue I showed you earlier at City Hall, that's the institute that he was responsible for opening. Let's go up here. We're going to start moseying back. And maybe we'll show you the high school, Rick, where I met Mrs. Captain. Or as you call her, Mommy. Here is another, if you like documentaries, this is another great documentary by, I forget who made it, but it's about this building. This is the Barnes Foundation, and this is one of, or I think it might even be the greatest private art collection in the history of the world. This guy went around and his name was Albert Barnes, and in the early 1900s, he went around France and he was buying up early Monets and other French artists, all those impressionistic artists, and he just bought all Cézanne, Matisse, all those artists, and he bought Van Goghs, Picassos, all types of people, and he went around. And he bought this great massive art collection. And he actually had them on display at his house. He didn't have them on display. Come on. And his house was in a township right outside of Philadelphia. I think it was in Lower Merion, where Kobe Bryant's from. And after his death, there was all... You watch the documentary, you can find out the story. So anyway, here is the Barnes Foundation. Rick the puppy. A little culture for your pit bull ass. But he didn't just collect paintings, too. He was into African art. And he did... there's weird door hinges. Really interesting dude. And... $25 to go see the Barnes. I always recommend, if you go through a museum, try to do the audio tour. It always, see, I knew this. We're going to be around a bunch of dog walking jerk-offs, Rick the puppy. Unlike us, we're cool dudes. Nah, come on. Yeah, look at that dumb bitch dog. Not the owner, the actual dog. That's what you call female dogs. Where are we parked at? This is Pennsylvania Avenue right here. Down the street on the corner, that little building there. That is where the free library, when they have all these extra books, that's where they sell their used books. You can get some great deals in there for like $3 or $4. Like brand new hardback books that only been out for a few months. Sometimes you can find old books that are out of print. It's a really cool little spot. They have a cat. A lot of bookstores and record stores have cats to prevent mice. And I can't only stay in there for a little bit because of my allergies. Look at this building. This was like the hell was this? Like a massive silo for the railroads, and they would like store stuff inside there, but no windows. It now is a condo building. Now how you would live there with no windows. There's an abandoned railroad track underneath the center of Philadelphia. And that railroad track, I just had somebody hit me up about it. He wanted to know if I wanted to go check it out with him. And I told him you can't really go down here anymore. They're doing construction. But you go down here through this parking lot and you go over there on the other side. And it's supposed to be a tunnel that goes through Center City, Philadelphia. But since they're doing that construction on this side of that, you can't get in the tunnels. There it is. Mathis Baldwin. I don't know how many people know this. Like this train, you can see the Baldwin locomotive works right there. Matter of fact, shit, let's do it. Let's just make this all about Mathis Baldwin. Mathis Baldwin Park is right down the street. I guarantee you ain't getting this much Mathis Baldwin action anywhere on the internet. Nowhere. And Mathis Baldwin, his locomotive company, their offices where this park is now, and that park is called Mathis Baldwin Park. Oh, I wonder if he's related to Alec Baldwin. Wow. That's a goddamn shame. I just thought about, you know how, unfortunately, we lost the great Paul Rubens. Everyone's going to say Pee Wee Herman. I'm going to say Paul Rubens one time. Then I'm going to call Pee Wee Herman for the rest of the time I'm talking. Look at this old fence. It was so bad they had to put up a wall. Yeah, you go that way, and that's Rick the Puppy, daring adventurist. I have a friend, Kyle Pagan. He's Philadelphia famous, I would say. He works for this website called Crossing Broad, and he was doing this thing where he was trying to get Dollar Dog Night back in the city of Philadelphia, in Citizens Bank Park, and we were trying to cook. What we were doing is we were going to meet up, talk about Dollar Dog Night, and then like cook hot dogs while we were talking about Dollar Dog Night, and then feed homeless people with our hot dogs. And we were setting up our little grills right here, and some bitch was like, "Oh, I work for this park, and you're not allowed to barbecue in any Philadelphia park." And I almost spat right in her face. I was like, "You fucking bitch." Because I think you can. Because I know for a fact there are parks with grills inside them. So this is the Baldwin Locomotive Park. So anyway, what we did is we went across the street and we barbecued in that parking lot. And then we fed the homeless people. We did some good things, Rick the Puppy. And one woman was like, I said, "Oh, we're just going to cook these hot dogs and feed some homeless people. We ain't going to be here long." She goes, "Oh, I understand you want to help homeless people, but I just don't think you should be doing that here." And I said, well, I don't think you understand I want to feed homeless people then, you bitch. I hate bitches. Really? Karens, they call them. Sometimes you deal with them. It's a pretty cool looking park. I can see why she was being a bitch. Don't barbecue in here. It's a tropical oasis, Rick the puppy. I guess I've never told this story before, and it's kind of my dark secret. And I guess, I never really told it, so I'll tell you this story. So I went to high school down the street in a building called the Franklin Learning Center. And I was a senior, but I only needed to pass one class to graduate because my school had this thing where you could work at your own pace. And you could, like, if you wanted to really excel in a subject, you could, like I'm really good at history. So I would bang out American history. Instead of doing a full year of American history, I would do it in 6 months. And by the way, I wasn't good. Kenneth Monroe was good. I just copied off him the entire year. Shout out to Kenneth Monroe. You got me through high school. I don't even think he even knows that. My teachers would leave their rooms unlocked. And then there was this one smart kid in my school named Kenneth Monroe. He would take the test. I would go in and I would write down the answers to the test because there were multiple choice tests. And yeah, man, that's how I passed. Also, my handwriting was horrible. My handwriting was really bad. So teachers didn't even read my shit. They would just rate. They would go, all right, your paperwork's a C, and then your test is an A, so you get a B, and you can pass. Okay, so anyway, my senior year, I got into a little altercation with a guy, and kind of a fight, sort of, kind of. And they said, listen, every time you come here, you fight with this guy. Why don't you just go to CCP? If you can pass their English class, we will give you your senior credit. And I said, okay. So I enrolled in the course at CCP. And I took the class. Halfway through, I only had to pass one semester. Halfway through the semester, our public transportation system goes on strike. And I just stopped going. I said, fuck it, I'm not going. And at the end of the year, I get my report card from CCP, and you either get a pass or a fail. So it's either an F or a P. And I got, guess what I got? I got an F. But then I realized the font they use on the report card is pretty much the same font anywhere. So all I did was I made a copy of my report card. I made 2 copies. I cut the letter P, maybe from the letter Philadelphia on the letter I got, and I glued it over my F. And then I made a copy of that, and it looked like it didn't say Philly Captain, it said, John McCann, pass English. And I sent that Xerox copy to my school counselor, and guess what? You're talking to a high school graduate. And I think, I worked harder than that. Well, actually, I didn't work really that hard. It was pretty easy to figure that out. But, I definitely cheated through high school, and this building here is why I graduated. And no follow-up. Got my diploma in the mail. Never walked down the aisle, which is fine. I got my diploma. Big deal. Who cares, right? But this is it. Oh, this is a filming location. Also, this is the former, I believe this was the 3rd United States Mint. If you look up there. If you look up on top of the It says United States Mint. And this was the third Mint building built in Philadelphia. The new Mint is at 7th and Arch. 6th and Arch, 5th and Arch, somewhere around there. And this was the Mint. But this was also the jail. If you ever saw the movie Trading Places, Dan Aykroyd, when he got arrested, he came walking out of the door here, and Jamie Lee Curtis was dressed up like the whore, and she made out with like Dan Aykroyd right here on the steps, and then Dan Aykroyd's fiance saw it, and this is where the jail cell was in Trading Places. Yeah. So yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis stood right there. Oh, I was saying about Pee Wee Herman. I was thinking about Pee Wee Herman and Alec Baldwin. You know how, this is the first. Hold on, Rick the puppy. Don't lick that stain. Will's Hospital across the street. This from 1832 to 1932. That building was Will's Hospital, and that was the first hospital just on eye care, just for the human eye. And now they're located, I think, on Walnut Street, like 10th and Walnut, somewhere around there. So Pee Wee Herman, every time you talk about his death, they always got to mention the controversy, just for a minute. Even though he had that controversy, this came up. So you got to mention it. And I was thinking, if Alec Baldwin, when he dies, Baldwin accidentally killed someone. My God, look at the tires on that thing. The hell is this thing? Retro blends. I guess they make gyms and juices inside that gym. You having a good time, Rick the puppy? Yeah. Right down the street. You go down about 3 blocks. That's where my high school was. Spent so much time on this street. This is Spring Garden Street. None of this. That's all. You can tell what's new construction. That's new. Now, I think this has been here. But this used to be a lot of open space. I believe forever that was a parking lot for the longest time. And then if you look across the street, they still have, the old homes from like the 1800s. The houses around here are pretty cool. A lot of like loft style apartments. Only thing that sucks around here is the parking. Right down the street, 2 blocks away. Back there. Okay, hold on. Shit, I don't know if you can see it. Next to the hospital, there's a school. That school is called Masterman, and that's where Will Smith went for grade school in the 7th grade. And 2 blocks behind that school is the park where they filmed the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air opening theme song. Wasn't really in West Philly, it was in Fairmount. Yeah, so this is all new. This whole stretch of shit was just like an open pathway. There used to be like food trucks, and there's a lot of like businesses on tables, bootleg t-shirt, bootleg cassettes. How much money was the bootleg sales guy getting? How much money was he making? Because they sell the tapes for $5. You buy a bootleg tape for $5. And, I never really thought about the career of the bootleg salesman, but he did it. Golden chopsticks. Starbucks. What time is it? 8 p.m. Rick the puppy. Businesses are closing down. Wow, there's a supermarket. Yeah, that's something that they're building all over the city, is this like weird mixture of retail space, office buildings, plus living areas. Like if you like, there's probably like an office building in there. There's the supermarket, and there's also condos. And I read a comment, and somebody was saying like that's like the downfall of the neighborhood, is like everything being in one place. Yeah, this is the Broad Street line. This is where you would get the subway. I spent so much time down here. You can take the 43 bus. There's another amazing mural across the street. That's a really nice one at nighttime. I mean, I could stick around for 15, 20 minutes to show you, but I don't want to. There it is, City Hall. We did some walking today, Rick the puppy. I got a big thing coming up on Saturday night. If you want to watch SummerSlam wrestling with me, I'm going to be at Club Vesper in Center City. Club Vesper, and it's a nightclub, but it's $15 to get in. But with that $15, oh, Rick the puppy, cactuses, be careful. With that $15 cover charge, you're buying a chance to buy a ticket. You're buying a chance to win a ticket to WrestleMania, and I heard that WrestleMania tickets are going for $3,000, so that's for $15. If you pay $50, you get all you can eat. There's like an open buffet and an open bar. So if you're not doing anything Saturday night, August 5th, join me at Vesper. Should be cool. Should be a good time. I really hope there's a good turnout. I would like to do more stuff. More wrestling shows. It's crazy because I've been doing wrestling feeds in my living room for years, and it's just been me, Gary, and Doug. And now I'm actually doing one in like a hoity-toity nightclub. Big time. Let's go. That's cool. And then the Phillies are back in town this weekend, so that should be good. Look at these leaves. It's crazy. Yeah, see, it's weird. Like this is I believe that was an old school, and now it's a condo. But how you doing, friend? And there is a school, and there's another cool building. Uh-oh. All right, well, there goes the rail park up there ahead, and that means we're getting close to the car. It's just, I love this little part of the city. What's this, 12th Street? It's in between Spring Garden and Fairmount. It's like all this used to be something. It's coils. You can see like signs of the past. And a lot of this space has been like vacant for a while. But it's getting gentrified. Or it's been gentrified for a while. All right, Rick, let's wrap up this video. Well, listen, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, but while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. It's fire. Get yourself a Rick the Puppy t-shirt. Get yourself a Here We Are t-shirt. Oh, I'm not editing this, so I'm not going to put in the pictures. So yeah, I got t-shirts. I have a Patreon if you want to help me out. There's another way to help me out. Patreon is a fantastic way to get some bonus videos, early previews, and postcards. And I do live streams every so often. If you want access to all my live streams, all you gotta do is click that join button. It's $1.99. There's upper tiers, but $1.99, that's all it is. You just get access to the live streams. You get to watch them. People like to watch them. Whenever I meet somebody who watches the live streams, they go, yeah, I watch your live streams. And I always say, why? And then I always remember what that Candan said. It's a crazy man. Oh, excuse me. It's a crazy man yelling in his basement. So it's entertaining. I could dig that. How we doing, Rick? You doing all right? Get those steps in. We'll get some water when we get back to the car. Look at this cafe. That's new. Brunch all day. This is I guess we'll call this bonus bullshit. Yeah, we're kind of like at the end of Chinatown. Oh, you think? With all the signs, with all that writing? Yeah, I'm telling you. I swear. That's pretty cool. This walk gives you a little glimpse of like what the city, it's beautiful in Center City, and then you just get like 7 blocks the other way, and it's not that this is too bad, but I would say it's pretty safe around here. Not too dangerous. Oh, you know what was here? I believe. No. It was down this block. The world's worst pothole was down here. Let's see if we can find it. Pothole patrol follow-up. Or maybe not. Maybe it was back there. You know what? We're going to end this. It's been enough, right? I appreciate you spending this time with me. I gotta let you know, if you guys didn't watch these videos, I wouldn't get out of bed some days. And today's one of the days I wouldn't get out of bed. Usually, I guess I got back from Pittsburgh, and all the excitement of hanging out with my friends, I'm kind of like a little bummed out now that it's over. So, I have to go out every day and make content for the deckhands, for you guys. And like I said, it's 8 o'clock right now. It's been a tough one for me. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys watching. Check out this fence. Bonus bullshit, Rick the Puppy. Look at that. Okay. All right. Well, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Doodles!